We're going to talk about female testing, which is what women typically do to see how you react to situations that they put you in now. Often, at the start, some of the testing will take the form of questions. They will ask you questions in order to elicit a response or reaction from you. They know how to treat you based on that reaction, and I'm going to use the terms alpha male, beta male just to try to put people in a specific box in relation to the responses. But it's much more complex than that. When you talk about female testing, the basis of the test is to get an emotional response from you and to see how you react to the questioning based on your performance on the test, which unfortunately all women do because it's in their nature. She knows how to treat you in that relationship, whether it's a short-term or long-term situation, based on your performance on the test. Let's go over the fundamentals and categorize how testing works. Say you're at the beginning of a relationship and you're just learning who the person is. You could be at the bookstore or doing something else, but the basic level of testing is in the form of questions or immediate responses to the situation. Now we'll give you an example where she's basically testing the waters. So for example, if you approach a girl and ask her for her information or want to get her phone number, this is a typical response. If she's not interested because I have a boyfriend, she'll say so. The guy will most likely pack his belongings and flee, but if you respond in a classic way to say, "Oh well, sorry for you. Your friends are hotter anyway," you can get her attention back where she doesn't expect it. Then you might be able to pass that test. Another common question is, do I look fat in this dress? The best way to handle that, as you obviously know, is to avoid the situation. No honey, you look great alright. These are all little classic things. And when you're might out, you don't have to deal with this stuff alright because you've gone your own way. But for the men, just knowing what these are alright, if you give her a backhanded compliment, you're not going to look any fatter than the rest of the women, they're alright. Now that she knows you have a response for that, she doesn't think you're going to be a beta male. You're not going to be a simp about that particular question and try to tell her what she wants to hear. But at the end of the day, you can give her a backhanded compliment and proceed alright. And she'll know at that point that you're either going to make a joke of the situation and not take it seriously, in which case she's not even going to consider your opinion at that point. Let's move on to the advanced level game. She will use it to assert her dominance over you or to test her limits with you. These are now beyond the scope of inquiries. She'll start asking you to do things for her to see if you'll do them. For example, if you're sitting on a couch, she might ask you to go to the refrigerator and get a beer and bring it back to her. There she is testing her limits. She's not trying to see if you're going to be respectful. But if you buck up and get up off the couch and go get a beer and bring it back now, you've just taken yourself from the dominant to the submissive, and that at that particular point, say for example, it's your wife, it's your girlfriend, or whoever it is that is visiting that house, and you go and get that beer. She's drier than the Sahara, she's dry because you've made yourself the submissive. You're sitting on the couch or in the kitchen, and you tell her to go up and get herself a beer. This is not the type of situation where you want to get her wet. You don't want to get her wet, so she tries to assert her dominance in these situations. Another example is when you see these beat-up husbands sitting on a sideline at the mall holding women's purses while they go and shop in the mall, okay? And these guys are sitting there all slumped over holding purses, while these women are going to spend the money that they probably brought in. And it is a test. First and foremost, why are you taking your girlfriend wife to the mall? I don't see why I should accompany you to the mall, especially if I know you'll be shopping. That is something you do on your own time. When you want to get clothes, go get your own. When you want to try on clothes, go ahead and do so. If you want to take Johnny out to get clothes, go get them because that's what you're doing. You're the stay-at-home mom, the domestic engineer. Go get him. When I want to take Johnny out to get clothes, I roll into the mall to get shoes. We're going to get shoes. We don't need to drag the whole damn family. And I'm not going to hold your purse while you're in there trying on dresses. You grab the purse. I'm not sure why you can't bring your purse in with you. You only need to take your wallet out of the purse. There's enough room inside for a wallet. Why do you need me to hold the entire purse? So that's basically her asserting her dominance over you. And if you fail that test, you'll understand why you're in a loveless marriage. She has zero regard for you. She has no appreciation for your dominance over her, no matter how you put it. She wants you to act in a controlling manner so she can tell all the girlfriends he was controlling that he was emotionally abusive to me, which is what she's trying to do at the time. Another issue in this situation is that she does not return your texts in a timely manner, and you've been communicating with her all day, but when night falls, she does not return the text messages, and you begin to doubt her faithfulness and loyalty. At that point, she's either doing something for sure or attempting to make you believe she's doing something so you can either provide her with the security she desires or behave in such a way that she can say, "Hey, you're controlling, you're following me, you're stalking me." Why don't you give me some space? And thus now you're breaking up with her. Now, having said all of that, this is why titles only play a love game with women, because who has the time and energy to put up with this type of mental abuse? Whatever they're trying to get out of this is all mental abuse. When people say, I don't like to play games, we're talking about these games. When men say we don't want to play these specific games, women naturally put themselves in this situation to either provide themselves with security or test your limits with them to assert their dominance over you, or for you to continue to assert your dominance over them, or to break up the relationship. These are the events that will take place. This is why I don't stay in long-term relationships. This is why I avoid marriages. Who wants to deal with that? I have better things to do than deal with that. So if you're going through any of these, you'll understand how it works. Don't forget to hit the like button to help spread the word about this video. Thank you for taking your daily dose of red pills, and remember that a red pill a day keeps bad poker hands away. So have a good rest of your day and cheers.